Dun, 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 dun. Look at that ATAT Walker. Look at that beautiful thing. Welcome to Game with a Scottish Accent. I'm Dahl Dantill, and this Scrap Mechanic. How you doing, guys? We're back. Today I have a treat for you. I've been working on something big. I've got it built, but hopefully together we're going to get it moving. But first, let's say thank you all for the wonderful views, the wonderful comments, all the suggestions as well. I've got a couple of projects in the works now because of some stuff that you've suggested to me as well. So we're going to be doing that, which will be pretty cool as well. If you do enjoy this video, remember hit that like button. It does help me out, and subscribe if you haven't already as well. Check out my other series, man. I've got Crashlands at the minute. I've got a new series that's actually coming out. It actually came out yesterday called Sorcery. It's a Steve Jackson Sorcery. It was a old kind of game, but you check that out. Check that out. As well, I've got Ark. I have Minecraft. There is a Deliver Us the Moon, which is a new Kickstarter game that's pretty cool as well. But check that out too. But anyway, let's show you what I've been working on. Let's cue the music. Dun, 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 dun. Look at that AT Walker. Look at that beautiful thing. It looks epic. I love it. Look at that. It took me a while to build this. It took me a few iterations just to get the legs how I wanted it. I'm still not 100% sure on the legs. I would like them to be maybe better, but I love it. Look at this thing. I just need to figure out how the crap we're going to get up to the seat every now and again. I'm going to have to build a ladder. I'm going to have to build a little workshop thing with a ladder up to it or something just to get up to it. But it doesn't move yet, which is what we're going to do today. I need to connect them all up to the seat, and then we can move. So this is going to be epic. It's not going to turn. It's never going to turn. Let's face it. It's just going to go straight. But that's what they do anyway. I love it. Look at it. It just looks awesome. It looks absolutely awesome. But we're going to work on the legs today. So let's jump over here. And I've got this is essentially what I've got the legs set up as. So you have your hip joint, your knee joint, your ankle joint. This looks a bit funky, but I know what it does. So if we go on, and let's say for the first movement you raise your knee. Your foot kind of stays the same, you just kind of raise your knee and your hip. So for the first movement it would be blue and red for one. So one will go to maybe kind of almost a 90-degree angle, to be honest, and then I'm trying to figure it out in my head. Let's do 60 and then 60 on there, and let's just hit the button and see what it actually does. It turns the wrong way, but that's pretty good for the initial. Let's 60 that way for the initial bit. So yeah, that goes like so. And then it'll kind of straighten out and go down. See, the only thing I'm not keen on is that the legs are never going to be straight. I'm going to have to anchor it, the legs kind of like that to start with, so that so it's not too high. Because if you have them straight, when it starts moving, it will never really get the purchase on the ground to drag it along. So that looks pretty good there. So yeah, that, and then it comes, and you kind of straighten up and tilt the ankle a bit. So we keep it all kind of tilts. So let's go for add 30 there, add 30 there, and maybe just go 30 that way. Is that right? No, that went the wrong way. So it needs to go 30 blue. So there's the next step, and that's you landing on your heel, and then it kind of rolls Then you just roll your foot forward. So let's check that out first. If we go back to the start, so there's a walking motion, we go, and then it kind of rolls. You kind of roll with your foot as you're going forward, so nothing kind of moves there except for you. You kind of go for there, maybe there, and then it'll go backwards. That'll move as well though, so that'll go back to the default. I'd say that goes back to default, so maybe another 30 that way. That'll take you back to there, and then you kick up. Then you kind of kick up, and then you kind of kick up. So I would say you just bend your knee. So maybe go back to 30 that way. Is that right, or would you want to go 30 that way? 30 that way, yeah. Right, so let's put that on loop. Let's actually see what this does. We'll stop it. Stop it, I said. Take it off there, and so it'll reset back to the start. And then we want to stick it on loop. Turn it on, let's actually check it out. Let's see if it moves like a proper leg. No, because we need to reset it back to default. Okay, turn you off. Right, I know what's wrong. See here. Basically here we've got a, they're fine, that's fine. No, they're fine. No, it's not, look. So that needs to go 60 degrees back. And this needs to go 30 back. Otherwise, it'll just keep moving for that original point. See what I mean? So now we can hit it and we'll watch it. And it should go to there, then back to the start, and then move over again. Obviously we'll need to change the starter location, but that looks like a decent movement. That does look like a pretty sound movement, and we're just going to alter all the legs to start in a different position and then keep moving forward for there. So I think we're going to have to work on the starting position and then go from there. Right, so the starting position could, but starting position should be like that actually. Let's turn it off. Off, I said. We'll take off the repeat, which will go back to the start. Eventually, right, so the starting position, I'm going to have it here and here. And that effectively eliminates this first step. So let's go over that. We'll just effectively, we'll add this in. So that stays 30, that goes to 0, that goes to 30, that goes back to 60, that'll go to 0, that'll go forward to 30, and then 0. Right, so let's go back to 30, forward to 60, and 0. I think that's it. So 60, 30, 30, 30. Oh, wait a minute. And that needs to go back 100, that needs to go back 90 then, on the last step. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it does. 30 and 30. That is fine. That'll be actually back in the default position. This could have messed up a lot actually. Let's try it and see how we'll get on. Right, so that's the starting position. Let's turn you on. You go round to there. You come straight back to the start. That is not too bad. That looks not bad actually when you're walking. There, pushes you forward, lifts it up, goes back to the default. I may decrease the backward swing a bit because it seems you want to stop that there. So the top hip needs to stop, right? So the top hip doesn't go like that, and then 60 maybe. Let's turn you back on. Yes. That's it. That's what I want. That is exactly what I want. So now what we need to do is assign this to the different legs. We need, they all start in different positions. So one starts there, one starts there, one starts there, one starts there. Kind of. That's the tricky part. There's different positions in the legs. So I need to figure out how I'm going to get them in. But that's essentially how I'm going to have all the legs moving at once. One leg moves, then the other leg moves, then the other leg moves, and then the other leg moves, which could be tricky. If I can minimize this to less movements, that'd be absolutely brilliant. But I don't think I can, because the way it actually works, did we have them all on the same bearing? No, the way it works is one moves, then the next moves, then the next moves, and then the next moves. So they don't move at the same time, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do this, because what's going to happen is we're always going to have two moving at the same time, because we're going to have one there and then we'll start the next one on this one here. So that stops, and we're going to have to add some kind of variation up here. So maybe just like add 1 degree there and back 1 degree there, just so that when it gets there, stops, lets the other legs move, and then that leg moves again. You see? So that does that leg will have moved, and then the other two legs will move. I think that's how I'm going to have to do it, because we need to try and space these out, and I'm not sure how we're going to do it. Well guys, I'm going to start applying this to the big guy, and we'll see what we can come up with, okay? So I'll be back in a bit. And we're back, guys. Okay, this is a hell of a lot of work, more than I thought it was going to be, but it looks pretty sweet. Still on the lift, damn it. Made some tweaks, I've made some changes. I don't think it's going to work. I think it's just too heavy. But look at it in full motion. It just looks awesome. It does, it looks awesome. I'm trying to make a little prototype just so we can try and get the legs working a bit more. I think I need to change it a little bit, where I'm going to have to add another bearing in so you can actually lift them off the ground, because I'm having trouble with dragging and stuff. But let's just jump on and see what happens when we go. Oh no, it's trying. It is trying, but I think nah. It's just too heavy. It's not that it's too heavy, it's that I can't get them to come off the ground. So this needs a lot more work, guys, but I have spent about 3 hours doing this today already. So I'm going to call it an episode. We will work on this next time. I will try my damnedest to get this working, because it looks epic. But anyway guys, I am going to call it an episode. So remember, if you did enjoy it, please leave a like. Spread the word, tell your friends. I forgot to say, if you haven't subscribed, please do right now. Scalp the button. Go, scalp it. Go. Just go and scalp it now. But yeah, spread the word, tell your friends, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.